What I really wanted to point out about the vaccine and those adverse events is how they were all covered up, that everybody went along with it. Yes, they're okay. They're all minor. They're very rare. They're very, very rare. And it's clear they weren't rare. I mean, I basically started to see, as the vaccine was rolled out, people complaining of all sorts of things, and their doctors, the hospitals, my hospital, all told them it's just a coincidence, it's just anecdotal, nothing to see here. And that is what I think is actually the worst thing. There was no feedback. And so I look at it and I say, how on earth could they have allowed this dreadful data to be approved? Well, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, they used a thing of statistics in which it was relative risk. So they used all the data, relative risk, 95%. If you had that virus, if you had the vaccine, that was what it would do. It'd be 95%, magic letter. But relative risk is real. It really is unbelievable syllogism or whatever. Because if you look at the real data, the absolute risk was 0.84. So what does that mean? That means that you had to vaccinate 120 people to prevent one infection. And my God, once you're at that level, it's a complete waste of time. And yet our regulators, the FDA, the whole of Europe, Australia, Canada, they all approved it on that. And I must say that I didn't spot this until one of my collaborators, who's used to looking at all these things, spotted it. And then when we point this out, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So this is where I've been coming from, is that I really believe that the vaccine should never, ever have been approved on the data we know now. And we know that it was sophistry, they lied, they withheld data, they presented false data. And now we know Pfizer have 31 convictions, which include withholding data, presenting false data, bribing clinicians and bribing regulators. Now, to that, you can add bribing politicians in my book too, because nobody would listen to us. There's a vast body. I'm one of over 100 doctors that have written consistently to Whitty, the NHS, MHRA, Department of Health, pointing out all this and that the vaccine programme is a disaster. And we only ever had one reply from the MHRA thanking us for our communication to remind us that it's the best regulatory authority in the world. That was all they said, and that's the only feedback. So this is why I was inclined to say what we are witnessing is the death of science. You're no longer allowed to discourse, look at things, analyse things in debate. It's been decided by the science. We're following the science. There was never any science to follow. It was an absolute disaster.